you are in Romania.
Yes, I am.
Wonderful.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, well, okay, please introduce yourself fully and tell us about your work and tell us a story. And we're also looking forward to your workshop later. Go ahead.
Well, I'm a storyteller for 10 years now. I'm also an actress, professional actress, and I live in Arad, which is a nice little city, maybe a little town, you can call it, very close to the border with Hungary. So I'm on the western side of Romania. And I've been traveling a little bit around the world, telling stories. And well, with the COVID time, of course, everybody has to go online, but it's been a great experience. So I'm working in workshops for children, teens, and youngsters, adults. A lot of my work goes towards the teachers and how to improve their teaching towards the story and through the story. So because I've been also improv actress, I've been doing a lot of professional improv actress, been in an improv storytelling group of actors based on the method of Keith Johnson. Of course, I'll be sharing this kind of workshop with you, games and maybe ways to implicate this kind of exercise and activities in your storytelling sessions. But also because it helps a lot to be spontaneous and be aware of yourself at the present time when you are telling a story or whatever presentation in front of a public. So this is going to be part of my presentation, but also we're going to do a lot of games, I hope, in the workshop. So thank you very much, Rachel. I think also Rachel is very strong, and she has a very powerful story to tell about her life. And I think it's really good to tell it, and it can change other people too. My story, I will have to do connection with what she's been telling before about the relation between father and daughter. I also had a beautiful relationship with my father, a wonderful relationship. And when he died, he passed away when I was 25. And I was really destroyed about it. I really was. But it always, I think it matters what happened in the first years of our life, you know, in the childhood, because that's where you get the right feelings about the people that loves you. And when you scream, somebody's there to hug you and to give you kindness and love. And that will make from that person a very strong later adult. So I had that. And that's what stayed with me even after he passed away. And then I suffered because I had that basement, that emotional basement with me. And it's really, really strong, and it's very important. So I will not tell a personal story, but I mean, everybody can do connections with their own lives with it. And once upon a time, in a village, there was a merchant, and he only had a daughter. His wife passed away, so they were by themselves. But he worked a lot, and he bought you know, merchandise, and he sell it, and he went really good with his business. And at one point, you could say that he was wealthy. And his daughter grew up very safely and happily, and she was beautiful and wise, and you know, like women are. Anyway, so she was young now, and she was beautiful. She was about to get married at one point, of course, and a lot of youngsters were just, you know, going around her house and saying, "Hey, how are you? Hey, nice to see you." But the merchant, he was really upset of something. He started to get a lot of debts, and he was really, really stressed about it. His business was going down, 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 and he started to borrow money from loaners, you know, loan sharks. And like in any other story, the loaner is in this story is very, very old and mean and very wealthy, and he's just skin and bones. And he was really mean, and he just trying to get the money from everybody else that he was borrowing them. So the merchant was saying one night, he was thinking that what could he do? Because either way, things were going really bad, because he was destroying his daughter's life. So he had no money to pay back. What could he do? And at that point, he heard a knock on the door. He opened the door, and that's where he met the loner and said, "Hello, I hope you have the money. If you don't have the money until tomorrow morning, you'll go to prison, because in those times, if you can't pay the money, then you have to go to prison to pay it back like that." And the loner said, "I'll come back tomorrow. Bye-bye. See you." And he was really, really destroyed. And he thought, what could he do? The daughter from the other room, she listened. She found out for the first time. She didn't know before. She thought her life is beautiful, everything is going great, and her father is going to have a wonderful life all the time, and the job is going great, and the business. But it was not like that. And she was really, really also shocked about the situation. But she was strong enough, because she had those times in her early years when she was strong enough and she was not shaken about the situation. And she started to pray and said, "God, give us a sign. Help us out here. Give an idea. What should I do?" She didn't despair or something. And the next morning, the merchant had no way, no means to find the money back. So the loaner came and said, "Do you have my money? It's time now." But the merchant said, "I don't have the money. I'm sorry." And like any other parent, he just bent on his knees and begged and said, "Please, please, please, please forgive us, or give us more time. I don't know what to do. Please, for my daughter's sake, please." And the Lord said, "Well, for your daughter's sake, I have an idea. How about I forgive all your debt, okay? All your debt, but I'll marry your daughter." "No way," said the merchant. "No way, you're old and mean, and she's young, and all her life is in front of her, and you don't have nothing else to look forward. No way." "Well, I'm sorry then. Think about it. Don't say no now. Think about it tomorrow morning. If not, you'll go to prison. Bye-bye." So then another came, and the merchant just kept himself inside his room and crying and just being despaired, not thinking about the way out. But the daughter, she was thinking, and she prayed and said, what could I do? How can I work it out this? I have to help my father. I mean, I don't want to marry this awful person, but I just want to help him. How should I do that? And she kept her positive mind open to find a solution. The next morning, again, the loaner came. So the merchant opened the door and said, I'm sorry. I don't want to give my daughter. I want to destroy her life. Or maybe I'll just go to prison. It's easier this way." But the loaner said, "Well, listen to me. Listen, I have an idea." No, said the daughter. "I'm here. I'm ready. I don't want my father to be so sorry and to go to prison because of me. So I will. She could not say it. So the loaner said, "I have another idea. Maybe this is one that's going to be easier for you both. How about we do a game? I'll go outside tomorrow morning. I'll be in front of your house, and I will bring 2 stones into a little sack. One's going to be white and one black. Well, your beautiful daughter here, she will have to pick a stone. So if she picks the white stone, then, I will not marry her, and I will just forget all about your debt. All the money is going to be erased. Is that okay?" Yes, that would be wonderful, said the merchant. It would be a dream to dream of. Okay, but if she picks the other stone, black stone, then I will have to marry her. And of course, your debt will be forgotten, all of it. Are you okay with this? Well, either way, for the daughter was going to be hard, okay? Whether to see her father going to prison and all the house and everything they had to be sold because they had to pay back the debt, or she would have to marry this awful person. It was hard. and awful. But what could she do? She had to pick the version of saving her daughter, her father. So she said, okay, let's do this. Tomorrow morning, we'll be here waiting for you. So another night passed by. The merchant was just destroyed, and he could not even get up to think about it. So he was just crying on his bed. But the daughter, she was strong, and she started to pray, and she started to say, well, I still hope, I still hope that God, that you'll give me a sign and you will help me out here. I'm sure something will come up. And the next morning, she put her beautiful dress on, and then they went outside, and the loner came. He was really, really, really tiny and really, really just skin and bones. And he went further and said, hello, my dear, are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. So in front of them, the merchant and the daughter, the loner picked 2 stones from the ground. The merchant was really stressed. He could not actually see what was going to happen. And he was just running from place to place and, shaking and being just stressed. But the daughter kept calm, and she looked and she saw something. The loner picked up from the ground 2 black stones, and he put it into the sack. Well, she said, my fate is sealed. I have to pick one. Either way, it's going to be a black one. But then again, she said, God, don't forget about me here, okay? And then she put her hand into the sack and grabbed 1 stone. She didn't look at it. But when she took it out, she said, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. I dropped it. Where is it? Oh, I'm so sorry. There's so many stones down on the ground, so many black and gray and white stones. Well, I don't know which one it was. And the loner got so pissed off and said, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Now, how could we know now which stone you picked? And the daughter said, well, I think it's easy. We just can exclude the one that is inside the sack. So this is how actually the loner found out inside the sack only the black stone. And right, the debt was erased, and they were free and lived happily ever after. And I think what I love about this story is that there is always a way out. There is always a way to get out from a situation. Sometimes you just have to think outside of the box, or just to think of it, like being a little bit objective about the situation you're in. And there's always a way out when, of course, you believe in yourself and you have faith. And I think that's very important. So the connections we have with our childhood while we were growing up with our parents or people that loved us, people around us, these are really important means further in life to be a very healthy, emotionally and psychologically grown up adult. So even if sometimes this hadn't happened, I think it's very important that we just look back and see what happened in our first years of childhood. And if sometimes we can't see the situation like that, and you can't just get out of it and say, what's going to happen now? My life is destroyed. Maybe if you just realize what happened in your early years, this is a way also to get out of your situation from time to time, and just to maybe find a way out. So I'm really trustful in this. I really have faith and hope always in any kind of situation. And also we as storytellers, I think we should have this kind of mindset of a storyteller in all our lives. This is what I tell also my teachers and people that I talk to, even teenagers or adults. And I say, well, just think about as a storyteller, the storyteller always think of his character to, overcome every kind of accident that comes up, because he has to say at the end, he lived happily ever after. So for that to come, for that to happen, then you always have to have faith and hope, and this is a way to think of any kind of accident, like it's just an accident. You will overcome it at one point, because we have to live happily ever after. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Anybody, any thoughts on
I just want to say,
go ahead.
I just want to say thank you, Eric, for all my friends and Romanian storytellers are here around, and that's really supportive. So thank you. Mulțumesc. Sunteți drăguțe.
Anybody, any thoughts about how the heroine, how she?
I just, okay, it's a woman, right? Sorry, but there is a saying in Romania, maybe it's also in a different kind of countries, that the man is the head, but the woman is the neck. I'm just saying that, sorry.
The man is the hat.
Yes.
The woman is the neck.
Right. Yes, you got it.
So the neck supports the head.
Right, and moves the head sometimes. Only if you have torticollis, then it's awful, or spondylosis, then it's not good.
Eric, may I say something?
Of course.
Giorgiana, I loved your story. It was beautifully told. It reminded me of an incident that happened in my childhood. You know, when we are in the 9th grade in India, we have the option of choosing a different language. So my first language was Tamil. So I could have chosen Sanskrit or French or whatever. So my father and brother said, you can pick 2 little slips of paper, and whatever you pick, you can opt for that language. So I just very trustingly picked out one. It turned out to be Tamil. And then I found out that they had made both the slips Tamil. So whichever piece I picked, I would have had to opt for Tamil. So I think when we will get into a situation where you have to pick one of 2, I think we have to make sure what's in it before you pick it. So I think this girl handled the stone very cleverly. By her dropping it was a godsend.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you for sharing.
I think what resonated with me was the fact that as storytellers, especially, we need to have our observation skills on high power. Because I think she observed what the man was doing and immediately the intention was already that she was looking for a positive solution. And with that in mind, she was keeping an eye on what the man was doing, and she observed what he had done. And so she found a solution, how she could get out of that situation. I think that was, again, being very mindful. Being mindful, listening, observation, I think these are all the skills that we as storytellers need, right? So I somehow that resonated with me. Thank you.
I would like to say just one thing, that your storytelling style was so simple and easy. And your sense of humor added a lot of charm to it. And that got me smiling throughout the story. It was lovely. And the neck and the head, that part was excellent. Wonderful. So it is important to be, light-hearted also, and also have that humor going in the story. Not all seriousness brings happiness, right? So I'm happy you made us laugh, and I'm down with COVID, so I enjoyed it thoroughly. I was lying down, I got up, I sprang up into action, and now here I am with my video on. Thank you.
Good for you.
Yay.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mihaela. She would like to say something, but she's not very comfortable in English to say something. But anyway, thank you. These are Romanian storytellers that are participating now at the festival. Thank you very much.
She can speak in Romanian, and then maybe you can give us a little translation.
Da, poți să zici dacă vrei ceva dacă vrei să spui ceva în românește și
da, sigur. Mă bucur foarte, foarte mult pentru această oportunitate. Este prima dată când particip la un eveniment internațional. Am înțeles tot ce au comentat și colegele și povestea ta, chiar dacă nu o cunoșteam, M-a bucurat foarte mult. Exact, m-am trezit pentru tine, pentru poveștile voastre, pentru că avem nevoie în fiecare zi de câte o poveste să ne motiveze, să ne dea putere, energie. Exact cum spunem, fiecare are o poveste. Totul are o poveste în spate. De acolo, cel puțin eu ca educatoare la grupă, cu asta trăiesc. Deci din asta trăiesc, efectiv, le inventez. Și mi-a făcut o deosebită plăcere să te ascult pe tine și pe toți cei invitați. Și chiar a fost o oportunitate pentru mine și vă mulțumesc foarte, foarte mult. Iar povestea ta chiar așa este. Trebuie să te descurci, iar noi ca și români, așa suntem recunoscuți. Ne descurcăm în orice situație.
Corect. Mulțumim.
Succes și mulțumesc mult.
Mulțumim. Yeah, that was it.
Bună dimineața, am să scuze.
Zoica, iartă 2 secunde mai să traduc puțin așa despre ce s-a întâmplat, just to make a little resume about what Mihaela said. She's a preschool teacher, and she's really excited about. She lives through stories, she tells stories, and she thinks it's a wonderful opportunity for her to listen. It's the first international event that she's participating, and she's very happy about it. And she's just saying thank you to all of us who've been telling stories, and from now on we'll tell stories, and this is a big opportunity for her. And she said something really funny, but only us we can understand. Like in Romania, because of Ceausescu and all the pressure we had, with the dictator and all, Romanians always had to. Not only that, we've been conquered by Romans, and then we've been conquered by Greeks and Russians and Turks and so on for a couple of thousand years. And we always had to somehow manage things, and it's a saying also that with one little wire we can fix any kind of car, because you need to find a way, a solution. So this is how we are actually in Romanians. We have to find a way out, and to think positive and make fun a lot, make fun of the situation, make fun of yourself, just to to get out of the situation. Yes, Zoica, te rog.
Exact, Georgiana. Să știi că în România s-a trezit pentru tine în dimineața aceasta și pentru festivalul de povești. Mihaela a spus atât de multe încât toate cuvintele au fost concentrate acolo. Și eu sunt tot o educatoare, fană a poveștilor tale, a poveștilor în general, și doar poveștile mă țin în viață. Deși mă aflu în fața clinicii să intru pentru alte investigații, sunt o fericită și o norocoasă că m-am trezit cu poveștile. Îți doresc succes în continuare și ție și tuturor participanților. Voi intra cu drag să văd și cea de-a doua sesiune la webinar. Din păcate nu pot să stau permanent pentru că sunt prinsă cu boala la clinică. Dar am ieșit special să pot să ascult poveștile. Și le duc și eu mai departe în sala de grupă.
Thank you.
Mult succes tuturor și mult spor în festival. Numai bine.
Mulțumesc. Okay, this is really touching. Zoica, she's also a preschool teacher, and she is in front of the clinic. She's now going to having some, medical issues now, and she just came out of the hospital just to have time to listen to my story, and she said that Romania woke up to listen to the story. This is something. Yes. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Georgiana. And we'll look forward to the workshop in improvisation and storytelling in about 2.5 hours from now. Thank you again. Let's see, I'm going to stop.